Good morning, my dear students. Today we have discussed about the importance of photosynthesis and the some extra things that plants produced and also heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So first thing is the importance of photosynthesis. So we know that plants prepare their own food material through a process called photosynthesis. So without photosynthesis, plants can't survive. Similarly, we human beings and all other organisms directly or indirectly depends on plants and their products. So without the plants, we also can't survive. So without photosynthesis, plants and all other organisms can't survive. So that is the first importance of photosynthesis. And the second important thing about photosynthesis is that maintains a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the environment with the help of photosynthesis. Why? Because we know that for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is necessary. The plants will absorb carbon dioxide for that. And also, as a byproduct of photosynthesis, oxygen is being released by the plants. So, in the atmosphere, there occurs a balance between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide with the help of these plants. That is the second important thing about photosynthesis. Okay, and the next thing is plants also synthesize proteins and fats. As we have studied that through photosynthesis, plants synthesize carbohydrate. Right. So carbohydrate is made up of three elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly, plants also can synthesize proteins and fats. The proteins are mainly made up. Similarly, plants can also synthesize proteins and fats. Proteins are mainly made up of nitrogen. How do the nitrogen is get by plants? Yes, nitrogen is present in the atmosphere in the insoluble form. So the plants could not absorb the nitrogen. So what will happen is there is a bacteria called rhizobium present in the root nodules of some plants, and with the help of the rhizobium, the atmospheric nitrogen is converted to a soluble, water soluble form called nitrogenous compounds like nitrates and nitrites. I repeat, with the help of rhizobium, they traps the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a water-soluble nitrogenous compound that can be easily absorbed by the plants. Okay, so that's happening when the absorption of nitrogen occurs for the plants. And some plants like sunflower and mustard, they have the ability to convert the glucose that is produced by photosynthesis into oil. That's why, and that oil is stored in their seeds. So that's why we get the sunflower oil, mustard oil, etc. When the seed is extracted, we get the oil. Okay, and plants also produces vitamins, and that is stored in their fruits, vegetables, etc. That's why we get vitamins from the plants. Okay, next thing that we have discussed was about heterotrophic nutrition. In non-green plants and some animals, heterotrophic nutrition is occurring. So first thing about heterotrophic nutrition, first nutrition in heterotrophic nutrition is saprotrophic nutrition, and the second one is parasitic nutrition, and the third one is symbiosis. First we have discussed about saprotrophic nutrition. In non-green plants, they obtain the nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter of plants and animals. This kind of nutrition is called as saprotrophic nutrition. And the organisms that have a saprotrophic nutrition are called as saprophytes. In most of the cases, the organisms that have a saprotrophic or heterotrophic nutrition will show a white color, and also they didn't have a leaf. they didn't have a leaf. The saprophytes didn't have a leaf. For example, Indian pipes, coral roots, they didn't have a leaf. Why? Because they don't have the ability to perform photosynthesis and they didn't have chlorophyll. So that's why their structure is like that. In saprophytes, the roots of this saprophytes contains the roots of the saprophytes contain a fungi like mushrooms, molds, yeast, etc. And that fungi will secrete digestive juice which will helps to convert the dead organic matter into a liquid form. And that liquid is having nutrients and that is being absorbed by the plants. Okay, so the fungus helps in the nutrition of saprophytic plants, and this fungus are not the plants. These in the earlier times they are placed under the category of plants, but due to the presence of certain other qualities or certain other special features, they are categorized into a separate group called fungus or fungi. Okay, that's all about today's class. The rest we will take in our next class. Thank you.